Welcome, I'm Carolyn Dube, and this is a colorful jelly print party for May. I am playing around today on my 8x10 jelly plate. I'll make prints with it. And I'm using a Catalyst blade tool, which is the silicone spatula-likey thing. The thing that I really like about it is that I don't have to clean it. Well, I mean, I wipe it off, but I don't have to wash it off. So what I'm going to do is put some orange paint on here, and then I'm kind of streaking it along the jelly plate. Thin streaks, not a lot of paint. Trying to get it spread around. And then I'm going to come in and really kind of scrape through it. That's why using a silicone tool is nice for this, because I don't want to scratch or mark up the jelly plate. So if I'm using the silicone, it won't hurt it. I've got a little bit of paint left on there. What I'm going to do is just wipe that off, and I call that clean now. I'm taking dictionary paper today. Why? Because I have a whole lot of it, because those dictionaries are thick. And I am going to just press it down. I'm going to be working on two of these at the same time. So there's my first layer. And then I'm going to grab up any excess with the other sheet. So I'm going to be alternating between these two papers as I go. Not much came up on that one, but that doesn't matter, because there will be more. Now I'm going to move into hot pink, and I'm going to do the same kind of thing. Streaking it on there. If I drag lightly, I'll get these kind of skips, and I like that. So as I press into it, got that. Don't even need to clean that one off. I'm going to take my first piece again, and go on there. Any acrylic paint for this will work. I'm using Amsterdam paint because I found that to be the most successful for me when I'm using the jelly plate. Boy, not much is coming off on that second one. Okay. So I've got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and add some more orange. So it's building, switching between colors and building up the layers. There's not really a big secret to it other than you just keep rotating. Let's see. Now I've got more paint on here. So what I'm kind of doing is coming along and scraping some of it off. Making imperfections. This is about being very imperfect. Just wipe off any excess paint. And then put my paper on it. The nice part about using this technique too is there is no brayer. So I don't have to worry about any brayer cleaning at all. Pick up any excess that's on there. Not much excess at all. Alright, the next one, I think I'm going to do the pink again. And as I add this on here, there we go. I can keep dragging through it, creating it creates a gentle texture to it if you keep dragging through it. Wipe off any excess. And then grab my paper and pick it up. So you can see how the layers are building and building on there. Pick up any of the little bits of excess. That one looks pretty nice. That one's growing nicely. And let's see, the next color I want to add to this is yellow. So I'm going to toss some yellow on there. Yellow is a more translucent color. So it's going to let the other colors show even if it is on the top. So I'm actually going to put a lot more of the yellow than I did of the other colors, simply because it's more translucent. And if it's going to show up, let other things show, then I'm all good with using a bunch of it. So as you can see, I'm really using a lot more of it compared to the other colors. Okay. So that's what I had before. And then on goes that one. When I add the yellow to it, things are starting to embed and bury in more so than before. And what happens with this is as I keep adding the layers, the goal is for you not to know which layer came first or which one, where each complete layer is. All right, so I want to add a little more to this. I want to give it a little more pizzazz. So I'm actually going to pull out my golden gold heavy-bodied paint. And I've been saving, you can tell I haven't used this tube a whole lot, partially because it goes so far when you use it. But I bought this at some point as a splurge, and I was like, oh, I've got to save that for the perfect time. And you know what? There's just never a perfect time. So I'm putting the gold on here just like I did everything else and streaking it, dragging the tool over it to create imperfections in this. And then I'm going to put this on here, picking up all that juicy gold goodness. So if you have splurged for yourself and bought something and you're hesitant to use it, I say use it. And I keep using this. It's not like you can tell that I've used a lot of it, so I don't know why I was thinking I should save it. So now what I've got with this, you can see that hint of gold, that shimmer. It's not, if the light's not hitting it, you really don't see it, but when the light hits it, it picks that up and really adds a nice touch to it. But right now, if somebody were to look at this, they go, oh, the gold's right on top. So I want to bury that gold a little bit farther back. And to do that, I am going to add a little bit of pink. Add some pink in there. Put that on there. The other thing is I'm working with wet paint on the paper already, so things stick a little bit differently or don't stick if you're working with wet paint on the Gelli plate. Oh, it's starting to hide it in there a little bit. And then I'll clean off what I can. Feels awfully dry, so I don't know if anything's going to come up with this one or not. Now on this one, very, very few bits of the gold came up because it was still a little bit on there. But it's that sort of random surprise, that fleck in there, that makes that one interesting to me also. So as I look at this one, I think, okay, what color do I need? And I think I want to go with a little bit of orange and a little bit of yellow. So I'm going to put some orange on here. And then I'm going to put some more yellow also. Get both of those things happening there. Pick that up. Oh yeah, that one's feeling very good to me. And then I'll pick up any excess that's on there. And pretty much it looks like I've gotten most of what's on there up. But this is a beautiful looking Gelli plate with great colors and things on it, so I am not going to let that go to waste. So I am actually going to pull out some white. And I am going to use the brayer for this because it's how I'm going to clean off what's on the Gelli plate or pull up the pretty colors. I'm going to do a thin coat of white. Whoops. All right, I've got my thin coat of white on there. So while I'm cleaning off my brayer over here, that's giving that time to kind of soak in. I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock so that I can capture as much of the design in this as possible. So I've got some, yeah, that's probably sat long enough. And so now I'm just going to push on that. I chose the white paint for this because that'll allow whatever color's under there, if a little bit of it comes up, it'll really show up in my ghost print. And there is what I end up with as the ghost from after I've been working on these. So there are little specks and flecks of gold. Come on, camera, catch the shimmer. Is that catching it? I've got bigger pieces of paint there. I've got streaks of color. This is a fantastic, fantastic ghost print. So show you some of the other ones that I've been doing with this. Here is a blue and silver one with some teal in there. And here is a blue, green, and yellow one. This one did not have any metallics in it. So just a fun way to play. The fun doesn't stop here. There's a link in the description to my blog and the colorful Gelli print link party. Last month's party was overflowing with inspiration with everything from prints to projects. Check it out and share what you've been making with your Gelli plate. The party is open all month. I'm looking forward to seeing what you create.